morning. Yo, check this out. What am I wearing? I got on my sweatpants, got on my sweat jacket. It's cold, man. I told my dad yesterday, I said, it's cold. He said, what? I mean, it's not freezing, but it's cold. I came out with a little lighter jacket, and I had to go back in the house and get this heavy duty jacket. But yeah, man. So apparently, right, YouTube. So you know my titles are all things considered. Now I monetize these videos, so maybe, I think you see ads regardless, but if you don't monetize it, you don't get your pennies, right? So I monetize them and I make my pennies. The title, All Things Considered, there's like a flat, there's like a, I guess a color system. So green means you'll get all your pennies. That title, it's yellow. It's like, how do they phrase it? They said they're, I don't know. But it's yellow, meaning they're worried about the content of the video. And then if you put like something racist or whatever, it's just red. It says we cannot monetize this video. Isn't that interesting? So am I gonna stick with my title and get half a penny, or change it to get the full penny? I don't know. What do you think? So in the last video, right, you saw my friend who was just randomly driving down the street as I was randomly walking down the street. You saw the video. Ain't shit planned. And yeah, it was just really funny because it was so random. But he is the guy who took me to when I got my wisdom teeth pulled out. And throughout the summer, I've been hanging out with him here and there. We go to the movies. I watched Nope, and we just saw Bullet Train last week. I didn't really ride the Bullet Train so much because it costs money. First couple of years, I was taking the bus, overnight bus, because that costs no money. Sleeping in McDonald's with my suitcase because I was being cheap. Towards the end, I'm like, you know what? I got money, and I'd ride the Bullet Train and sleep in a hotel, which is much better, in my opinion. But you gotta do what you gotta do when you do what you do. But yeah, so we watched that. It was alright. It was alright. It's no there's no Kill Bill. It's no Kill Bill. But yeah. So throughout the summer's almost over, but yeah, we'll be having debates about commerce, creativity and commerce. He's all about the commerce. I'm all about the creativity. But, you know, I did go to MBA school. But yeah, I don't know how this summer would have been if so he's my brother's friend. That's how I met him. He's my brother's friend. I think I met him once. We went to his house, and my brother's like, can you read that kanji? And underneath the kanji was the English, and I was just like, welcome. He's like, oh shit, you can read that. It's like, it says welcome in English. Like, oh yeah. That was like, I don't know, 7 years ago, whatever. And then I came home, mom passed away, and then he was just like super helpful, supportive. You know, he would like he took us to the funeral and stuff. And yeah. Oh, and he bought my plane ticket to go back to Japan. And, you know, I'm scratching my head. Why? God, because I met him like 8 years ago one time, and it's my brother's friend. But my other brother's friends, they don't talk to me. I'm, you know, little brother. I don't know shit. But yeah. So yeah. And at one point he said, I'm adopting you as my little brother. But it's interesting because I said one day, I was like, you know, if I was your little brother, you probably would treat me like my brother treats me. because that's just the way it is, right? But because of the way that it happens to be, it's not, and I'm like super appreciative that he's around. And also, you might have seen some weird comments sometimes. He's in the comment section, and he once said, I'm in there trying to start some shit. And I'm like, the people who watch me, we ain't about that. We about peace and love. I don't know if we're about peace and love, but we ain't the type to sit there and argue with each other about dumb shit. I mean, maybe on other people's posts, but that's not gonna happen on this one because, people who watch me have been watching me. So I appreciate you people. I'm blessed to have such an audience. Let's see here. So yesterday, remember I had a mouse problem and my dad put out poison, and I think the little cute mouse is dead because I haven't seen her in a long time. Rest in peace. But then I saw this big mouse, like a big fat mouse that seems like he's been eating, living comfortable. I seen him one day. He looked at me like he's just going about his business. Wasn't scared or nothing. So I'm like, Dad, do we got any more poison or whatever? Because he got to go. I seen him a couple more times. So my dad asked to get some glue traps. But he's big, man. He would like kick the glue trap because he clever. He's the original Jerry. So, or is he Tom? Tom the cat or Jerry the cat? I think Jerry. I don't know. Mighty Mouse, right? So, my dad's like, when we go out to some place, we're gonna pick it up at the dollar store. I'm like, I bought it like 3 weeks ago. I just forgot about it. So then he takes one, he puts one upstairs, he puts one back there, he puts one in the kitchen. And I had 2 Hershey bars. So I don't know if you remember, but I got a big box of chocolate chip cookies from the store owner. And I was fasting from junk food. And my friend, the guy who's in the video, he randomly gave me a Hershey bar. And I was like, man, I'm fasting. I just put it on the table. And then the other day, he gave me another one. And I'm like, still fasting, put that on the table. So last night, I go downstairs, right? And I go and I turn on the lights and I notice one of the Hershey bars is missing. I'm like, what? So then I go to the garbage and I see that it's in the garbage. Like someone ate it. Now there's only 3 people in the house. There's me, my dad, and a mouse. So when I come back home, I'm like, Dad, I think the mouse ate my Hershey bar. I think my dad will find that funny. So then I end up eating half of the other one and putting it in the fridge. So I broke my fast. But to my reasoning, yesterday I think I did 1,000 in calories. 500 doing Zumba. You burn calories in Zumba, or at least with this new teacher. And I did my elliptical and I walked in the morning. So it's my little treat. But yeah. I've been noticing, like, you can see that bag, it's like a TV. All out through my neighborhood, I see TVs in the garbage. I guess because the price is so cheap. But, growing up, I don't remember seeing TVs. What the hell is that? It looks like a body. So I'm walking to the park because keep shit different. The other day I was coming out here. I was going to make a video, right? So I come up to the park. I saw some kids playing at the bottom, whatever. When I got to the top, it was like a family picnic. I'm like, man. So then I went to the mall. See, look. It's like a little portable TV. And like they running all the way out here to dump them in the middle of the night. All right, dump it. Although I did see that there was another TV in like for garbage, and it's been there for like, I don't know, 2 months. So maybe they don't take TVs. You got to call or something. In Japan, you got to call, pay, get a stamp. It's a lot of work. Here, I just bet you got to be like, got a TV. They're like, okay. So I was thinking yesterday, well, first of all, I now have artwork for the album Moon Rock. It is literally a picture of a moon rock. I Googled it. And maybe y'all don't know, I got a rock collection. I mean, well, I brought 4 rocks with me back from Japan. And I think there's some rocks that I had from when I was little somewhere, I think. Someone might have threw it away. Like, what the hell is this rock here? But, so I took a picture. I Googled it, stole the picture. I think it's NASA, so I don't believe it's copyrighted. And, so there's a cover. And then I was thinking of some metaphors around moon rocks. So one metaphor, moon rocks, right? How many people have ever seen a moon rock? And then in case of me, how many people have ever seen me in person or rapping or whatever? Not many. You hear about it, see a video. Moon rock. Some people think that we never been to the moon. You know, it's a big hoax. Some people think that I make shit up. For what? Telling you what I seen, dud. Telling you what I seen, did, saw, think. We don't really know much about moon rocks. We being general population, or we being those who don't really care. I'm sure someone else knows a whole bunch of shit. Maybe Donald Trump knows. It's in a classified document. And he's like, shit, moon rocks. But people don't know much about me. Regardless if I tell them, they still don't know much. I think the moon rock looked pretty. I think I look pretty. I look pretty. I feel pretty. Pretty stupid. But yeah, so there's a title. There's the imagery. 2 weeks ago, I wrote the first song, which wasn't technically moon rocking, but then it fit perfectly. But I forgot, because I have all these songs, like these like loops and songs on my iPhone. And when I finish one of these walking talks, I just randomly pick one and start writing. Whatever hits me, I write to it, right? I didn't record it, and I didn't write down the title, so like literally I have like 500 like loop songs, whatever, on my iPhone. So I'm like going through it, I can't remember it. And I wrote it to that song. I wanted that song. I'm like, couldn't find it. And then I remembered. So at first I went to iTunes, because they have the thing where you could see how many, like you could list it, rank it by how many times you listen to something. But it didn't come up. And on my computer, I don't have the song, so every time I push, it's like this song is not here. So annoying. And then I'm thinking maybe I flipped it because it was a long song and I wanted to loop it. So maybe I brought it into a program. I'm looking, it's not there. And I'm thinking maybe it's on another iPhone, because I sometimes use my other iPhones. I don't throw my iPhones away. And then I'm like, oh yeah. Because I try to screen capture an iTunes thing, but it doesn't let you. But I still try to screen capture it. So then I went in there, I looked, and bam! there was a title, no music, because it won't let you screen capture music from iTunes or music, whatever. And then I found the title, and then I put in the search, and I found it, and I passed that song because the beginning's like do 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 do, and then it goes boom 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 bam, and then it's like something like that. So I only listened to the first 2 seconds, trying to get the feeling. So that's one. It's like a verse. I don't know. It's gonna be different. There's gonna be a mixture of like a 1 minute song with a 3 minute song with maybe some talking. But yeah, I'm excited. Organic though, no rush. Although I would like to get it done before September 1st, because that's when, that's when shit's gonna be different. New season. But last night, right, or yesterday, after the gym. So at the gym, at Zumba, our teacher, normal teacher, she's away. So we have her sub. And she has this dance. She does like club songs. And she has this. So all the Zumba teachers do what they want. Our teacher does Afro pop and Zumba and like slow songs. This teacher, she does like club songs, and like yesterday she was doing like an Indian song, like, and we're actually doing the hand thing. My hands are tired, man, after like a minute of this. And she's like jumping around, and she's fun. But she got this one song where it's like you walk over and then she like bends down to have her butt sticking out. A lot of her songs are like her sticking her butt in the air and shaking it. And yesterday there was 3 guys. There was me, the guy who is in the other class that always jumps around, and a new guy. I mean, I see him in the gym. And new guy comes up to me. He's like, I'm taking care of the dog. Like, I just say hello. I mean, he said hello. And he just walks, he comes back and like, my daughter is going to, I'm taking care of he's telling me his whole life story. Didn't ask. And I'm like, I would never do that. Just run up on someone. You'd have to know me. And then I might, today I went for a walk for like an hour and a half, just making a YouTube video. But I wouldn't just tell random people. I mean, I was working with someone in Japan, right? We're together we work twice a week together. And, so I know her, and I'll be telling her stuff like, yeah, I just made a video. Check out this 360 camera thing. I'm going to climb Mount Fuji. I'm telling her my life. And then one day, she just kind of comes out of nowhere. I got engaged. I'm like, what? You ain't never said you had a boyfriend. You never said, I'm like, okay, congratulations. I don't know who, but yeah. But this new guy at the gym, he's just telling me all that stuff. So there's 3 guys at the gym, and then there was 7 women. At one point, it was almost 3 guys and 3 girls. It was 50-50, but then more came in. And so the lady, the teacher, she does a dance where I ain't demonstrating, but like a basic, like a Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, hot girl summer type dance. So then after the song ends, she's like, it's so funny. All the guys would stop. Like, who's gonna sit there and bend down and shake their butt if that's not your thing? But yeah. So then after the gym, I'm kind of sad because when I start working, I'm not going to be able to go to the gym. No more Zumba. Zumba was another significant piece of keeping me from exploding, because it's so odd and random, Just go out there and just Because everyone's lost, especially when we get our new teacher. She's all doing this stuff. Nobody, and she be throwing like these stupid steps where she sees spinning around and jump back around. Like, who got time for all that? And she did one of our songs that we do with the other teacher, but she has her own moves. And we're all struggling to do what we know because we learned teacher A, and she's doing, I saw some students doing the main one, but anyway, so yeah, but I left the gym and I went to Giant. I think I talked about going to her. Yeah, I talked about it. Yeah, because I made the video before I went to gym. So I went to Giant and there was a lady there. And I'm like, yeah, I want to do the night staff. She's like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, do you have full time? She's like, no. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. She's like, she's looking at me and I'm just like, I'm here. Interview me. And then she's like, come this way. So I got an interview on the spot. Now I'm in my gym gear. I'm looking like a homeless person. But whatever. So we go upstairs into the office. Like I stole something. I'm gonna call your mom. My mom's dead, woman. Call your dad. My dad wouldn't pick up the phone. I don't know if I told the story. Tell it again. One time I got caught stealing. I didn't steal. My friend stole. And they called our houses. But nobody ever picks up at my house, you know what I mean? So I was safe due to the fact we didn't have, you know, the old school answer machines. Not the ones built in the phones, but we didn't have that. Anyway, so we go upstairs and she's like, all right, tell me the last 3 jobs you had. So I'm like, in America? That's what I said, in America? She's like, I'm like, I lived in Japan. And there's this other guy in there just being in there. Maybe he's on break. And I'm like, yeah, I was in Japan. He's like, holy mackerel, you're in Japan? He's like, sorry. He goes back to his thing. She's like, all right, just tell me the last 3 jobs you were in America. It was like 15 years ago. I was like, Walmart. That was my last job before I left. Walmart. And she's like, why'd you leave? Because I went to Japan. And I said, what's the next job? And I'm like, PBS. I worked as a telemarketer. I'm the worst telemarketer. I mean, if the person donated, that's one thing. But if you got to like read your little script, well, you know, I don't got any money. Well, I understand that you don't have money at this time, but it would really be really appreciative if you would donate $3. And how about we put you down for $6 every 3 weeks on the 3rd Thursday? I can't do that. A person says no, I'm good. Now they say a person's going to say no 10. You got to get a person to say no 10 times before until it turns into a yes. But off the top, just thinking, you know how they say no means no, like that's a thing, right? And you know how, well, I'm reaching here because I didn't do the research, but people who are driven don't take no for an answer, and people who are driven sometimes get into situations where people say, yeah, these things happen. I wonder if they're going on that concept. Well, you gotta say after 10 times, then you get a yes. But then the other person like, okay, I'm just gonna say yes because they just keep harassing me. That's why you can't be into all those. I don't wish it would be trouble, but I didn't think this way. You know, people tell you these cliches, and I just eat them up. But actually, I'll come back to that point. All right, so then she's like, what's the 3rd job you had? I'm like, I don't even remember. What did I say? I can't even remember. I think I made something up. Like she's gonna call them. Ain't nobody gonna remember me. Technically, where I'm at now, that Giant, it was in another location. But anyway, so then after that, she's like, she didn't ask me why I left Japan. She just asked me, did you like Japan? I'm like, well, then she just comes, of course you did. You were there for 15 years. And then the guy in the corner, like, 15 years, holy mackerel. Sorry. She's like, it's okay. And then she's like, can I ask you how was Japan? I'm like, don't ask me about Japan. Get me started. But I was like, it was cool. She's like, I think it's on everyone's bucket list. Or she asked me why or how I ended up in Japan. So I told her the condensed story. My girlfriend from college went to Rome. I saw the paper. I chose Japan. And she's like, yeah, Japan is probably on people's... I think a lot of people want to go there. I'm like, yeah, I bet it's on a lot of people's bucket list. Since I've been living there and making videos, I always hear, I want to go to Japan. I'm like, well, yeah, And then she's like, I want to go because Disney. I'm like, yeah, I went to Disney a couple times. Didn't like it. Really packed. I went to Hong Kong, but I wasn't going to go to Disney in Hong Kong alone. Where are we sitting? I don't want to sit on no bugs. But, who are we sitting on? We're sitting on Diamond. Well, there's a bug. Come on, we'll get out of here. Get. We ain't sitting nowhere. We're on a post. That's why I didn't go to Australia, man. When I had the opportunity, the first thing I thought about was all those killer bugs and animals. I should have went. The chances I would have died would have been... Well, I don't know. If I would have went, things might have been different. Like, drastically. Because, long story, a little bit longer. My ex-girlfriend, at that time, she went to Australia. She invited me. I said no. She went. When she came back, she wanted to go to America. And then we kind of dissolved right at that point. Now, it's possible we could have went to Australia together and it still would have happened that way. But it was like she came back a new person. A clone, what people say? She was not the one I knew. I mean, she changed her hairstyle. Like, anyway. So maybe. But anyway, yeah, and then she's like, okay, well, fill out the application. I'm like, what? I thought this was one and done. But she says, all right, when you fill out the application, I'll call you back. I guess that's how they do that now. So as I'm walking down the steps, I see this young, I guess he's like a 16-year-old boy and his mom. And he's all like in this like, not a suit. And it was all like mashed up. Like, and he's all looking, like it looked like it was his first job. He's putting on his best, his Sunday best. And they're waiting at the table I was at, but the lady's upstairs. And I'm like, look at me. I came looking like this. I don't care, man. But, so, yeah, that's, so I go home and I'm on my phone. I thought this would be like a 3-second thing. It took like freaking 30 minutes. The questions they're asking. So after you put in your information and all that, it has like 20 questions, 25 questions. Do you think stealing is bad? You got 4 options. I definitely agree. I kind of agree. I kind of disagree. I 100% disagree. And I'm like, what kind of question is that? Okay, whatever. Okay, stealing is bad. But they say in the art world, we steal ideas. There's a book, Steal Like an Artist. When Apple makes their products, they don't sit there and generate all of them. They find another product and they steal it, throughout history. But there's no place for, to write all that. You just got 4 options. So I'm like, okay, fine. Stealing is bad. Next question. Would you ever steal a product from a store? No. Next question. Would you ever give your friend a discount? Definitely no. Would I receive a discount from a friend who's working at a store? Yes, I would, but it's not asking it. All right, next question. If a customer came into the store and they were angry, what would you do? It says smile, get a manager, try to help them, walk away. Now, this is a tough one because people out here be shooting people. I'm gonna stand there and he has. So in my mind, this guy got a gun. He's like, man, I came into the store and I was looking for sugar and I couldn't find any sugar. I'm mad. And he got this gun waving around. And I'm just like smiling. No, I'm running to get the manager. That's what you get paid for. I'm just gonna be stocking in the corner, bidding my time. Another question to ask: how long you plan to stay here? 6 months? 6 to 12 months? A year? Or as long as forever? What kind of question is that? I don't know the freaking future, and definitely I'm going to be here until my dad passes away. And my dad, it's, you know, as long as he's alive, I'm going to be here. But that's not an option to put. So I'm like, you know, and forever, for 18 months and beyond. But I'll be gone. Next question. If someone gets caught stealing, should they go to jail? 100% possibility, definitely disagree, definitely, or some shit. Like, you don't go to jail for stealing, especially on your first offense. That's pretty harsh. A little 5-year goes in there and he steals a little bubble gum thing. He's going to jail. He's doing hard time. You know, he's in Sing Sing. And this guy's like, what you in here for? And little Junior's like, I stole a little piece of bubble gum. He's like, you hard, motherfucker, you hard. And got a little tattoo with a little bubble gum. So again, I'm like, what? So I just put maybe, because then towards the end, they're just like, it really depends. And I hope I'm not screened out as, yo, this guy's gonna rob us. I mean, they had one, if you had a reason to steal on some John Q, yo, my wife, she needs a Band-Aid or she's gonna die. And you run in there and you steal it because... So if they ask me, they're gonna get a whole bunch of these scenarios. But, you know, whatever. And then they ask for references. Do you have any references? I don't got any references. I mean, my friend, I guess he could have been a reference. But I'm hoping they're just going off of, you live in Japan, so you have no reference. Because they can't be relatives. So technically, since he's my adopted brother now, he can't do it either. I ain't got no relatives. Or some... I guess you guys... could put you guys and be like, how do you know him? Well, I watch his video every day on YouTube for the past 15 years. He's solid. But have you met him? No, I just watch his videos. So then, yeah. So it's Friday, as you know, or yesterday. I'm supposed to be working on my the sample flip for the channel. But on my mind, I gotta, because as I said, I'm doing a training. I get paid for the training. Just gotta watch these videos. So I'm trying to get, it's weekly, so I gotta get them in before Monday. And as I said, as I put on that paper, I'm a solid, honorable guy, because I could just say I watched all of them. But I'm actually watching all of them because what's the point of, outside of, you know, they'll give you the money because you said you watched them, but that's just not what I would do. I know some people who would do that, but that's just not me. Anyway, so I wanted to watch the videos, so I made this beat. I made a beat yesterday. I made 3 beats. Well, the one I made is just basically a loop. Like the sample's like, I'm making this up on the spot. And then what I've been, because with the SP404 little piece of hardware, you don't really have the time or it's analog and shit. On other equipments, you could do like, I mean, you would have to know what I'm talking about. But so you got to focus on getting a loop, just a sweet little loop. And the last time, I haven't touched the SP in a while, but I started to work on just piecing together a loop. I remember I told you I came out here and there's a bunch of people out here. That was my plan for that day, to just go out, get out the house and just work on making loops. So I took the sample and I chopped it and then slowed it and then chopped it and then started to piece different pieces together, then chopped it, then slowed it and then chopped it, and boom, I got a loop. A nice original. It doesn't really sound like the source material. And so I made that. And I was gonna rap to it. I was gonna pop up a green screen, but I don't have time for all that. So then I came the next day and I was gonna do some abstract. That's how it sounds. I kid you not. But then I'm like, And then I'm like, I might do some reggaeton. Because on my other phone, when I was walking home, there was this reggaeton. That was a phase. I remember that phase. I was like, shit, let me get some reggaeton. Boom, chicka, boom, chop, boom. But I forgot about it, as I do with these ideas. And then, yeah. So I was like, why don't I try that? That's different, new. But then I couldn't find the thing. And where are we at? What? It's saying, oh, okay, I stopped walking. Oh no, I just stopped it. Sheesh. Gotta do it again. Well, I guess we stopped walking. It'll be okay. It's at 51 minutes. That's interesting. Well, I don't start recording when I start walking. But yeah, so then I ended up taking all 3 pieces. The reggaeton, I stuck that at the end, most undeveloped one. The noisy one, that would be my intro, and then I put my sweet loop right in the middle. And then I used some animations to, it came out all right, but the focus was to work on.
Whenever there's always during the summer. Hello.
Good morning.
Something
The focus was to
they get distracted.
do the training.
Crack down.
And training I tried. Fell asleep. And I was having great sleep. Like it is, I'm gonna save the video so anytime I'm need to sleep, because they just knock me out. Don't know if it's the way, and yeah. I went to the eye doctor yesterday. I hate this eye doctor because she be putting some yellow shit in my eye to numb it, I guess. And she just be, little old lady, she just be gripping me up like, and dropping it, and it stings. And she's like she's so mean about it. Here's tissue, wipe your face. And apparently I'm supposed to be getting eye drop medicine, but I didn't pick it up yet. I still didn't pick it up yet. It's supposed to help me. But I'm like, if it ain't broke. But they said there's pressure. There's some pressure. You can't see it, but can you hear that crow? In Japan, it's like, they're much bigger, and they're like, rah, rah, rah. But this little thing, if you ever saw his cousins in Japan. Man, what's this? I got a star on my watch, 7 workout week. Yeah. But, can I see this? Maybe I'll see a deer. But yeah, so I eventually finished. I was trying to, oh, no, that's not a deer. It's a human with a dog. But I finally finished watching one. And now, those are Zoom freaking things. Pretty boring. The next one is they have these trainings, 3-hour trainings, which are like on a computer. I think these may be a little bit more fun. I mean, they're longer, but the idea is to get 3 of them done, 9 hours worth of training before Monday. And then after that, I can work on some music stuff. There's this new app that came out. It's a FM synth, frequency modulator. Is it modulated? Frequency modulating? I don't know. It's an F for frequency and it's an M for modulate. It's the DX7. I had a DX7. I don't know who knows if I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about. But a DX7 was like a really fancy high-tech keyboard. You know, it was. When I got it, it was a piece of shit looking to me. It was, because it's old, right? It doesn't do anything. And I was using it as a MIDI controller. That's right. I had a DX7 class. It's like someone having like an MPC and they're using it to be like an MPC 2000, the Dilla, right? And they're using it to bang it, make it as a MIDI controller for GarageBand. But you could use it however you want, I guess. And I ended up selling it to the pawn shop for like $30. But it was old and it wasn't, anyway. But different ways of making sound: additive, subtractive, phase, sample, and then frequency modulation. And this app does that. It's $15. It's pretty expensive, and it's on sale. So my thing is always to buy the apps on sale, and that's what I do. And then I kind of forget about them. So I know I don't need it. Especially because Moonrock is not going to be frequency modulating. It's going to be samples, drums, and whatever. But I just want it, man. And last night I was watching people explain FM synthesis, and I'm like, wow, this is really exciting. So I might just end up buying it anyway, because that's what I do. But yeah, I want to be first, because that's how you get views, man. You got to be first and make your product reviews. But maybe I'll be my reward if I'm able to do 9 hours of training. Then I will reward myself with a new app that I don't need. I mean, I got an app the other day. It's a piano, an upright piano. I don't even know what an upright piano sounds like. It could be a downside piano. But yeah. Look at this, we're at 41 minutes. But yeah, man. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, the last thing. So I was thinking, right, for Moonrock, or maybe it won't be all Moonrock, because I don't want to rush things, but doing a live concert, like an online live concert in my house. And I might like preview some of the songs from Moonrock and do some other songs, maybe whatever, my biggest hits. I have the space. I'm worried about the bandwidth. I got high speed, but you know. But yeah, what do you think about that? So having a concert, like an end of the summer concert, because as I said, when September comes, things are gonna get kind of busy. A good busy. Well, actually, so everything is kind of contingent on, you know, my dad's fine. I mean, he's, you know, missing his wife and et cetera, getting old. But at this point, you know, he's out and about doing stuff, which means I could be out and about doing stuff, which, you know, is pretty great. But there may come a time when he needs care, where he can't do stuff, and at that point I would have quit all these jobs and then focus on taking care of my dad, because that is why I'm here. But so I don't know the future, but at this point in time, next 2 weeks, I don't see anything changing like that. Give a little concert, kind of end of the summer, kind of a concert. I did 1 or 2, maybe 3. I did 4. During the COVID lockdown, they were having these during that time. And this guy just kind of reached out to me like, hey, someone recommended you. And I'm like, okay. And I put together such a great set. Green screening and all that. Because we had to videotape it and then send it. So I'm like, you know, doing what I do. Other people are just sitting in their room with the light behind them, so you couldn't even see their faces. And they're just like, "Rah, rah, rah, rah." I'm all like there, like dancing around and da-da-da-da. But the best one, and I say that sarcastically, this dude reached out to me. I met him a couple times. And he reaches out to me and he's like, yo, can you, and I think what happened is someone else was supposed to do it, but they canceled, and then he just reached out to me. That's usually what happens. Anyway, he's like, can you do a set? I'm like, how long? It's like 30, 40 minutes? I go, okay. And I start working on the set, you know, pulling songs and finding the instrumentals and chopping it up. And let's go a step further. I got these lights and little switches underneath my, where I'm sitting, so I could turn on a backlight to make me be in the dark. And I put my black light that I had to leave in Japan. So all these light, like a light show, you know? And it started with like some soft music, jazz music. And then I had sliding doors, and I come in and I sit down, and I'm just sitting at the table, and then I stand up and I flip the lights, and it's coming from here. And I gave my all, you know what I'm saying? It was like a Facebook thing. Dude never even reached out and said, thank you. He never said, he never contacted me, right? And then like, wow, 2 months later, he's like, yo, I got an idea, man. Can you make beats? And it's like, people like that, I don't understand, man. It was just really weird, annoying. But, you know, that's then, that's now. But it's nice, man. It's like someone go, I'm not commanding him, but someone go look at my videos when I first got back. I guarantee you I didn't have as many white hairs. Now, that's because I was more shaved up and all, but they just popping out, man. Stress and all that good shit, just boop. Trauma. But such is life. Yeah. Well, yeah. So maybe, I guess the goal of today, or when I finish this video, to get a third track or idea concept for a moon rock. But yeah, let me know about this show. What do you think about this show? And yeah, wish me luck for the 3 hours of training, or 3.5 hours of what is it? 4.5 hours of training that I'm gonna try to get in today. I guess I could do 2 hours and 2 hours, because that money is definitely needed, man. Definitely. It's gonna be so sweet because I earned it, you know what I mean? Like, come on, Bugs. You ain't got the right to be on me. But yeah, we're at 47. We're gonna end this, get back to the house, eat, because my stomach is doing some talking. Yo, man, I'm not like, I don't have a beer belly, and I don't drink beer. And I don't have a food baby. I think, does that only apply to females? 'Cause I only heard females saying that at the shoots. They'd be like, I got a food baby, and a little, but I don't know, it feels, I don't know, I don't got no six packs or anything, but you know, I've been working and walking and working and walking and working and walking and working and walking. I just feel, you know, healthy. And I haven't had any chocolate except for last night for 2 weeks. Been drinking water. In fact, but I brought 2 bottles. You don't gotta see the bottles. I got 2 bottles of water with me. I'll be drinking liters a day. But yeah, man. All right, be safe, be productive, stay happy, or find happiness, or acknowledge that some days you're not happy. Because that's also a thing. We're not robots, man. All right, thanks for watching. Peace, and I'll see you when I see you.